Everybody, welcome to the Charlton Board of Selectmen meeting. Today is May 23rd, 2023. I call the meeting to order. If we could all stand up for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So number 2 is crossed out. Number 3, do I have a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting, May 9th?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? No, all in favor?
Aye.
Community relation announcement and open forum. Pete?
Yeah, good evening. I'll start off with Charlton Memorial Day Parade. This year's Memorial Day Parade will be held on Monday, May 29th, 2023. The parade will assemble at 1:30 and step off at 2 p.m., rain or shine, from the Masonic Home and proceed to the front of the town's library at Dexter Hall for the Memorial Day program. All veterans and any groups interested in participating should contact Joe Pernanis at 408-248-7048, and the Board of Selectmen have been confirmed for attendance. The
Nothing.
musical performance by Catnip Junkies, Thursday, May 25th, 6:30 to 7:30 at Dexter Hall. The Catnip Junkies bring the vibes and energy of New Orleans to your back door. With their contagious joy and vulgarity and flair and unique instruments, they will leave you smiling and singing long after their last song. This performance is free and open to all. No registration is needed. The program is supported in part by the Charlton Cultural Council, a local agency which supported the Mass Cultural Council, a state agency. Basha, our chairman for the Board of Selectmen, will be holding office hours the first and third Tuesday of each month from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. starting on June 6, 2023. The Water and Sewer Department offers a senior abatement program to those who are connected to municipal sewer. Applications are available online on the water sewer page, at the senior center, or at the water sewer office, and are due by June 30th, 2023. This is an annual program and must reapply each fiscal year. I would also like to wish all our EMS folks a happy EMS week.
Absolutely.
All right, next one on the agenda.
Open forum.
Oh, open forum.
Do we have
Please.
anyone from?
We do, right? We have 2. Nobody? Nope. Stefan is, I thought Stefan for the open forum. Okay, moving on. Where are we now? Appointment and resignations.
Right, we have one appointment tonight. The first appointment, or this appointment is for the Council on Aging Outreach Coordinator. 10 applications, 2 of which were Charlton residents, were received for the Outreach Coordinator position. The recommendation for the board is to appoint Julia Newton as the Outreach Coordinator for the town of Charlton. This position is a 37.5 hour per week. Her start date would be May 31st, 2023. I recommend the board make the appointment.
So moved.
Second.
And Julia is here.
Yes, sir.
This is wonderful.
Thanks for showing up.
This is wonderful.
We always like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Second, anyone?
I'll second that, yeah, absolutely.
All right, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Welcome. This is wonderful for you to come in front of us and so we can meet you in person. Thank you for that, that's appreciated.
Yeah, enjoy.
I'm really excited, as you see, about that, seeing people actually coming in.
We'll see you downstairs.
The second appointment is no longer.
Yep, that'll be taken off the agenda for this
And
evening.
then, unfortunately, we have the resignation also for the
Yes.
special police officer.
Yes, so attaches a notice of resignation from Corey Jaguar, resigning as a special police officer from the Charlton Police Department due to accepting a full-time position with the Millville Police Department. The board should accept his resignation, and a letter thanking him for his service is in your sign folder.
So moved with regret.
Second,
Second.
all in
Second.
favor?
Aye.
Aye, with regret.
Regretfully, thank you for all you've done. Now it's the public hearing,
We have to wait on that till 6:45.
45, so
Yeah.
let's skip. Can we skip?
Yeah, Madam Chair, may I make
Yep.
the recommendation that we move to the library trustee joint appointment?
Okay, so, but that's the open, so that's the public hearing.
No, it's
No,
not a
it's
public
not.
hearing, it's
No.
just a scheduled
Nope.
appointment, so you can
Okay,
take it out of
scheduled
turn as long as
appointment.
they are
Nope.
ready.
We'll just skip, we'll just jump to the 6:50.
Okay, sure. There's a time to shine for Stefan.
Hey, Stefan.
Since it's your appointment, how's that?
Thank you for getting us in a little bit early so we can kill two birds with one stone. I'm Stephen Sage. I'm chairperson of the Board of Trustees of the Charlton Public Library. We have a position on our board that has been open for a short while, and we have a candidate that we would like to bring forward as a joint meeting. At our last meeting last Thursday, we appointed Lance Moran to our board, but it calls for us also to have a joint meeting together with you. So what I would like to do first is call our meeting to order so that we are officially opened and we are posted. Lance came to us highly recommended by the library family because he is an avid library user, and he has kind of interviewed with us as far as giving us background and his passion for our library. And so we would like to make a motion to have Lance approved by you folks as well, and us at the same time. Is there a motion on the board?
I'll make a motion.
And is there a second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Stefan, I'm sorry, through the chair. It has to be done by roll call.
Oh, okay. Cheryl Meskis? Fran Moore?
Aye.
Stefan Sage? Aye. Okay, and
So we now do the same roll call. David?
Aye.
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 Aye. Thank you. Welcome.
Welcome, Lance.
Thank you.
Thanks for
We're also
stepping-
excited.
Thank you for stepping up. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
do you have any questions of him at all?
I'm sure I'll see him at the library. I'm excited.
What is your favorite book?
Right now I'm reading a lot of Star Wars, so not that Dark Tower series by Stephen King, probably my favorite.
The
Awesome.
forward thinking is important in our library.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that whole concept.
He
Any
is a
new
middle-
ideas
He is a
you
middle
have?
school teacher, so he has to keep up.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
Oh, and where are you a middle school teacher?
I'm so high school, but in
Oh,
Auburn.
I'm sorry. high
That's
school.
right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've been there for it's my 8th year teaching.
cool.
Awesome.
Any ideas for the library? Anything new?
I don't know, that's a
Yeah,
could be on
it's
the spot
exciting.
question, but yeah, I'm just very excited to be part of it and very excited to do what I can.
Super.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, thanks,
Welcome.
Lance.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion for the library trustees to adjourn their meeting.
Second.
And does that have to be a roll call vote too? No. Oh, all in favor?
And thank you to the trustees for coming in. We appreciate it.
Thank you
all.
so much.
Thank you.
Very nice to meet
Thanks.
you all.
5 minutes.
Now is my public hearing.
No.
You need 5 more minutes.
6:45.
So we can
Okay,
move
so
down.
let's move on. So where do we go? New business.
Look at you.
Well, yeah, because I
No,
thought
I know,
that this
I know.
is
This is
a,
when it gets.
How about the Blueberry Festival?
All right, we'll take that one.
Bye, Stefan. See you, Lance.
Take care.
Bye, Cheryl.
Welcome.
yeah, okay.
Bye, Packers.
Attached is an application for a traffic and crowd management permit from the Activities Council to be used for the Blueberry Festival on July 30th, 2023, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at 4 Dresser Hill Road. The application has been approved by the Fire Department, Building Department, and Police Department. I recommend the board approve the request.
So move as submitted.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Right.
It's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
What else? How about the scholarship?
Right. 2 scholarship applications were received, one for the M. Wayne Colby Scholarship that is awarded by the Colby family, and one for the Nehemiah B. Stone Scholarship and Jesse Smith Scholarship. But unfortunately, the student didn't qualify in the districts required. Kelly Dillado reviewed the M. Wayne Colby Scholarship, and the family would recommend the board award the M. Wayne Colby Scholarship to Aiden Duggan of 5 Keeley Drive. The amount of the award is $200. Once the board approves the award, we will notify the school and student.
So moved, and congratulations to Aiden.
And just last name is Dugan.
Dugan.
They live across the street.
I was gonna say,
Thank
Keely.
you.
I was gonna
Thank
say
you for the
Keely.
correction.
Yeah, Keely looked at.
I have something to say on this. I read the essay. That was pretty impressive. Two things that he was concentrating on is the how he would see the Charlton in a future years to come. And he said first he would focus, if he would have a role of a selectman, he will focus on restoring Route 20 to attract more businesses to settle here. And secondly, he said he will work on the relationship between our town and the school districts. So that's pretty impressive. Thank you for
That
that.
is very-
On the said note, we have so many scholarships and so not many people applying for them. So I think we should do something or do better to get the message out there to those schools, because we have the money. We just don't have an applicants.
I know, and I just think that it really is on the schools, because this isn't new, right? This
Maybe
this
probably.
predates me,
Right.
right? Abacus boy. So, the schools are well aware, we do this every year, maybe just a reminder to them.
Yeah,
but,
something.
Madam Chair, can we leverage our student selectmen to spread the word
Yeah.
in the next future?
We'll come up with the idea, what else can we do? We want to help. It's just nobody's asking for it, so.
we know there are, so in the National Honor Society, right, Mr. Stefan is always, like, for the last couple months, he's been telling the seniors through, like, all the email announcements, hey, there are scholarships available, go get them, go get the scholarships, and I don't know.
I'm thinking, I don't know if this is, they'll be okay to communicate with the school board. You know, to let them know maybe, because it has to go through the parents more than through the
Well,
children.
we let the guidance departments know as
Yeah.
well, I know that, so.
But that goes through the kids directly. I want to get to the parents.
Okay.
You know, because we have money, we want to help, but I know colleges are expensive, right? So, guys, we have some help here coming away. All right, next one.
Well, and Harry, just so you know, even if you spread the word, you're still eligible to apply. Okay, spreading the word doesn't disqualify you from
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Meskis isn't here. Are we going the solar piece?
By the time we get through the public hearing notice, we'll be right on time.
Okay, there you go. So going back, and he is here. But all right, going back to the public hearing notice.
All right, attaches a request from Andrew and Patricia Letourneau of 55 Freeman Road, Charlton, Mass. to remove 12.29 acres of land from Chapter 61 located on Freeman Road at 53A3 and 53A3.2. The Planning Board, Board of Assessors, and Conservation Commission have reviewed the request and have no objection to the town choosing not to exercise their right of first refusal for this request. The Water Sewer Commission will not be able to meet prior to the board's meeting but have informed us that they do not see any reason for the board to exercise their right of first refusal. The chairman should open the public hearing by reading the attached public hearing notice, and I would recommend the board approve the request.
We will open the public hearing right now. Public hearing notice. Please be advised that the Board of Selectmen will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, May 23rd, 2023, at 6:45 p.m. at the Charlton Town Hall Selectmen's Meeting Room 1, 37 Main Street in Charlton, Mass. 01507, and via Zoom. To act on a request by Andrew and Patricia Lutern, 55 Freeman Road, Charlton, Mass., who intends to gift 5 acres of land to their son to build a single-family home and remove 12.29 acres from Chapter 61, as shown on Assessor's Map numbers 53-A-3 and 52-A-3.2. Anyone interested should appear at the date, at the time specified, or submit concerns in writing.
Anyone online or in the audience want to say it?
Anyone? Nope.
All right, motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Madam Chair, I would make a motion that we exercise our right not to purchase the property.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
No discussion.
No discussion. Moving on.
Well done. Congratulations. Enjoy.
Congratulations. Where are we now?
Back down
Now
to
back
amending
to
so-
new business. Amend solar fees.
All right, attaches a request from Building Commissioner Curtis Meskis asking the Board of Selectmen to consider amending the building permit fee schedule last voted December 1st, 2021. Residential solar systems and battery storage systems have come under complex regulatory requirements, existing building technical issues, lack of complete application information, time spent by the office personnel balanced against permit fee charge, and the contrast values at $75 does not currently support the effort required by his office to perform the tasks. He is requesting a new line be added to the fee schedule as shown on the attached document. Residential solar and/or battery at $6 per $1,000 cost. This fee placed on the average solar inspection of $40,000 would be $240. The fee would include up to 2 reviews and 2 field inspections. He additionally recommends a new fee of $50 be levied for more than 2 review cycles for any project with a permit value of less than $1,000. Commissioner Meskis is here to speak on that request.
He's covered most of it. We have seen residential solar installations, that, like I said, like we say in the memo, of $40,000. We have some that are over $100,000. We have one that was $200,000.
Residential?
Residential. Yeah. It's quite complex now,
Yeah.
and with the requirements for fire department access that we help the fire department review, and the solar companies, they're charging these fees, and we're spending, or William, our local inspector, is spending a considerable amount of time with engineers getting the documents right. We've gone to asking for photos that the engineers supposedly review and make statements about the construction that are incorrect, and have to get all this stuff straightened out before we'll issue a permit, so that's that part of it. And the other part of the ask is a new fee of $50 for more than 2 review cycles, which goes into a number of, when we're doing a house, our house permit, single-family home is $1,300. Yes, we expect some, revisions to come in and work to do, and we cover quite a bit under that $1,300 fee. But when we're doing a deck that a contractor, I'm talking about homeowners, but a contractor cannot get us the right documents after being asked 3 times, and receiving information that is still incorrect, for the fee that we charge for these low-value projects, it's becoming a burden. So we're trying to, make our costs commensurate with the services rendered and the cost of doing these permits.
Yeah. And make them work a little harder to get it right the first time.
And that's really our goal. I mean, we've spent a lot of time. We have information available online. We have a deck template online. We have a shed template online. They should be able to read and follow the instructions.
Yeah.
Madam Chair, through you. Kurt, I'm not trying to be a dolt on this, but what will the increased fees do? I mean, are we outsourcing any of this work to people, or is it just in the office?
It's just the amount of time our local inspector spends doing this, so we, as a comparison, right? Our plumbing and electrical inspector gets $75 or $70 in inspection. We charge $75 for that, for a $5 administration fee. That covers an hour of their time for any inspection and all the ancillary stuff. When we're charging $150 for a deck permit, and we spend 3 hours doing plan review on it, we're not realizing the cost that it's doing to administer these.
So are they being funded through the general fund, or through permit fees?
So permit fees come in as local receipts.
Yep.
Goes into the general fund, and then I have a set budget for my administrative costs. The more work we do, the more revenue we generate. We've been in a cycle right now where, with a couple of very large projects, their $6 per thousand commercial fee is well funded the office for the past few years.
Okay, so just so this board is clear and those at home, and Kurt, by the way, you're doing exactly what I would expect you to do on this one, so this isn't directed at you, but this is just bringing revenue in to the general fund. We're just increasing fees with the same amount of work. And I'm still on my anti-fee crusade, that, and Kurt's asking the right question for direction from us, but unless we're outsourcing this work, we're just bringing more money into the general fund, which is a good thing, but we're doing it on the backs of our residents, potentially contractors, or however you want to think about it. And again, this is just part of my anti-fee crusade, and I'm sure Selectman Singer probably has something similar to say.
Yeah, he knows, Mr. Borowski knows where my mind is. And I agree with him, this is no reflection on Kurt, it's just the reality of the times today. But to me, charging fees is just a revenue generator, that's all it is. Anytime we have people in any office or any position who are paid to do a job, to then charge fees to do the job that they're already being paid to do, I have an issue with it. With inspectors, sometimes there are differences, especially if inspectors are paid by those fees. That's how the inspector makes their money. Mr. Borowski and I wholeheartedly concur. I've never been a proponent of fees. In fact, I think it was it last year or this year that we made the motion to actually lower some of our fees. So I'm not a fan of fees. I do know that sometimes they're necessary, but let's just recognize it for what it is. It's a revenue generator for the town.
Which isn't a bad thing, it's just, let's just be clear about what we're about to vote on.
And there was last time that it was changed, that was when, 2020, 2021?
Was it ever changed, Kurt?
So.
I think so, that was voted.
It was during COVID, we knocked it down.
Well, yes, the board took an action during COVID to lower some the deck fee and re-inspection fees.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
they were
from-
lower back then.
by a motion of the board, not by my
No, no, yeah.
recommendation.
Quite the opposite, actually.
Right. And probably 2020, 2019, we did I came to the
Yeah.
board for a wholesale. We hadn't looked at the fees in 10 years, and came with a recommendation for some adjustments. I certainly hear some of the board's members' concern. When we come to this discussion all the time, I will tell you that these are discretionary projects, okay? That no one is telling people to put solar on their house or to build decks or to require our services. Now, our fees for things like roofing, siding, replacement windows, which are required by law to have a permit, those fees are very low. They're only $100. It's a paper chase. File it, go out and look and see that they did the work. It's a repair, but it by law requires a permit and some action by us. The industry standard is that my department should raise 80% of its cost on a 5-year running average. Okay, so in the times after 2008, when everything came to a standstill in building, we weren't charging enough fees, there was not enough work, we cut back staff at that time to fully fund the department. Now we're in a better time, and we are well aware of 2 major projects that are a windfall to the system at this time. And our fees for commercial work, which is $6 per thousand, compared to going east of here, which can be up to $25 per thousand, and anywhere in between, are quite reasonable. So some of this is trying to make the fee reasonable for the work that my office has to do, and some of it is a little bit of a carrot to see if people comply, they're not gonna get hit with 3, they'll get their project reviewed in 2 approvals. If one project I know, it's that very large residential solar, I think Mr. Fenner has gone back and forth with the applicant, a commercial company, professionals, over 10 times. And
But
we're
he doesn't
charging
work more, he works the same hours, he's not adding hours, he just, right?
No, he's
Am I
not
understanding
adding
this
hours.
It's
correctly?
taking away time that
But
could
it's
be done.
taking away time from other projects. Right now, he's a part-time We have funded him to full-time, but he comes in 3 days a week, and every hour of those 19 and a half hours he has is filled beyond capacity. And a lot of it is redoing stuff that should have been submitted by the professional correctly the first time. It's not their first rodeo. We ask for the same thing on every solar project.
Madam Chair,
So,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, with the solar projects, are today's systems more complex than, say, systems 5, 10 years ago with the battery systems? So are we doing more work than when these rates were established?
I'd say 100%. I mean, Kurt, correct me, but I mean,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the requirements for battery or energy storage have fallen behind the technology.
Mr.
We-
Singer?
I was just gonna ask, is the inspector paid per inspection? You mentioned full-time, so I assume there's salary now
Yes.
paid. But if they go over the 19 and a half, that would incur overtime?
It puts us in a position, right now, until July 1st, as we've funded the budget, he will become full-time 40 hours July 1st, July 3rd, actually, because of the holiday, the weekend. Right now, if he was to go consistently over 19 and a half hours, we get into a position where he may be looked at as a full-time employee, and we haven't budgeted for that. And also, the line item I have to pay him from has a cap on it, too. So
So does the revenue from the fees then help to fund the extra or going full-time for the position?
Absolutely.
That's a little different. Because they're getting the same amount of reviews, same amount, 2 field inspections, still the same? All of that is the same?
So we're funding the 21 hours increase with the increase in fees.
Well, the only problem is it's not
It's
just that
right.
project. So you have one project I'm not putting words in Kurt's mouth. You have one project that's abusing the system in Kurt's office. You could look at it as, yes, that does that, but at the same time, it's penalizing everybody else who's not abusing Kurt's office.
I've had my say, so, I mean.
But I
whatsoever.
think through the chair, I think where Kurt's going with this is he'd rather, if these are professional people and they're coming forward, get it right the first time, so that we're only doing 2 inspections and not 4. Right now, if they're like, well, it's only $50, I'm gonna go golfing for the day and all.
I wonder if there's another way to handle that. I don't know if Kurt can do it legally, like where they get so many inspections.
Penalize only the ones
And if
that
it
don't.
goes beyond that,
Yeah.
then that contractor or that project has to pay.
Penalize a specific person,
yeah, an
specific
additional fee.
contractor.
So the fee schedule, the proposed fee schedule with the changes highlighted that I supplied, when we redid the fee schedule 2019, we specifically put in the number of allotted inspections, okay? That's not changing.
But they don't pay extra if they go over.
Oh,
that.
yes, if
They-
you
they
go
do.
over the allotted inspections, there's a re-inspection fee, and this board changed it from $75 to $50, fine. I can live, that's what the board said, okay? What I'm asking for is that solar has no line item in the fee schedule previously to this, so it was others not provided for, and it was $75, okay? Which would include 1 or 2 field inspections, and in some cases, multiple plan reviews. So I felt that we should break that out, make it a number that reflects the cost of the project, give them 2 plan reviews, give them 2 field inspections, and if they have to keep resubmitting, then we may, right, charge
Charge
that
them.
fee.
Yeah.
I mean,
I-
same thing with
I agree with-
re-inspections, we try and be very accommodating to the customer. If there's stuff that's wrong on an inspection and we can still visually see it on the next inspection, we're not making an extra trip. We're just saying, okay, correct this, we can see it on the next inspection, but when you have to continually go out and, oh, I only have 2 holes dug, I want you to look at these 2, and there's 4 more, can you come back tomorrow? And then there's 4 more, can I come back the next day? Then we start charging them for additional inspections or re-inspections.
Okay, so they are already paying
Yeah.
extra if they have to.
That's there.
Okay.
I think this is reasonable. It's my opinion. It's gonna hopefully make your department's job a little easier and make them think a little harder ahead of time. I don't see where these increases are gonna hurt any homeowner or anybody else. It's not.
Because that is being charged to the contractor itself.
So solar is wholly done by contractors. It's very rare that a homeowner would even undertake that kind of installation. There's a couple of electricians in town that have done them on their own property, but there are no homeowners coming to my office and say, I want to put a solar system on my roof and then hire an electrician to wire it. It is a package deal from a professional company.
Okay, anyone else? Anyone want to move?
I'll make a motion, we accept Kurt's recommendation on the fees.
I can second.
Well, you can if you
I
want.
can second, I do. I second. Anybody else? Anything,
Discussion?
we done? No discussion? All in favor? Yes?
Yeah, call for a vote.
Oh, yeah, calling for the vote.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed?
So, 1, 2, you, Pete?
You were in favor, right? 3-2.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
all right. 3-2 motion passes.
All right, Kurt, you're good.
Okay, thank you for your consideration. Have a lovely evening.
See you, Kurt.
You too.
All right, moving on to set selectmen summer meeting schedule. Bill's favorite topic.
In the past, each selectman's vacation schedule is scheduled in the summer. One meeting was held in June, July, and August. Does the board wish to set the summer meeting schedule and hold meetings on June 13th, July 11th, and August 8th?
I would say, Madam Chair, I would say absolutely yes, but just so everyone knows, I won't be around much in June, so you guys are on your own.
Yeah, I'm good with that, one meeting a month. I can't be here on the 13th. My son has a middle school graduation.
Okay, maybe the 13th not, but so in June we do.
Can we do June 20th?
In June, we do appointments, though.
Yeah.
So
Like I said, honestly, like, I'm traveling for work a lot in June, so I gotta, like, bail out. Like, unless it's the very last week of June, which seems like a long time to wait, but I'm happy to do
Wait, you
whatever
back
you
the
want.
last week? No, we can wait. The last week of June?
The 20th, let's put it this way, the 13th and the 20th, I am unavailable because of work, but if you want to do the 27th, that's,
What do you-
but again, that's up to the rest of the board.
And we have to have the appointments done by the end of June?
Yeah, so that would be the last
So
one.
the 27th would be cutting it, but
But it's still before July.
But it's still before July. Okay, so everybody good for June 27th?
yep.
Motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Okay.
So it's the 20, wait, so it's June
27th,
27th,
and
July
then-
11th, and August 8th.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, okay. Now, 2024 Board of Selectmen goals and objectives to town administrator. On this one, if I may, I don't know if I may or not, help me out. I can?
I said go for it.
Go for it. So what I put down is if each of us can submit 5 goals to Andrew, and then whenever you have time, you can put it, the list.
Okay.
Andrew, can you just, when you send them out, or maybe send us a note just reminding us once again what we had last year?
Yeah.
Because my goals generally don't change for you that much. I usually put like one specific fiscal year one, but
And there's a template, right? You email out a template and then
Thanks
we,
for taking my question.
yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
So 5 goals,
Yeah.
5 each.
Andrew, don't screw up, okay?
I think that was the first
Yeah,
one.
I was gonna say, keep us out of the newspaper.
So do we need a motion on this one?
No.
No. Moving on, old business.
No business.
No business. Moving on. Board of Selectmen policy review.
All right, so enclosed for your review are the following policies along with recommended changes. The policies for consideration are appointments and resignations by the Board of Selectmen, the emergency management policy, emergency notification protocol, employee parking in front of municipal building, ethics training and education, and executive session minutes.
Madam Chair, I have a couple questions here and there, nothing apocalyptic. Andrew, on the first one.
Yep.
The appointments.
Yep.
By Board of Selectmen. We struck out the recommendation from the committee board seeking to be appointed to.
So
Talk to
this
me
is
about
more or
that.
less something I wanted to kind of just bring up,
Oh,
because
well, there you go.
you had actually reviewed and approved this earlier in the year, and after just a discussion with a couple of departments, I at least wanted to make this recommendation. You know, essentially, as committee appointments come up, you know, I think one thing that came up was, does having, you know, a board, you know, a committee that may have some jurisdictional authorities recommending their own appointees, does that maybe create some sort of fraternal issues? So, you know, would it make sense to consider amending the policy that essentially that anytime a new applicant came forward, that my office review it, potentially do an interview, and then come in, or and maybe invite a chair, and then come in with the recommendation for the committee? Or we could keep it as it currently stands, but at least based on the comment, I at least want to bring it forward for consideration.
I'm actually fine with the changes. I just wanted to have a discussion with folks about it, but again, I serve at the pleasure of the larger board.
And I just have one question on the, number one, is it really recommended or a good idea to accept one that's just in-person request? So if anybody ever asks us later, there's nothing in writing. There's nothing to say this person had this background, this request to be appointed or anything. It's just as in person, I can come in and say, Andrew, I want to be on this. There's no record of it, there's no form saying what my background.
I'm perfectly fine with striking that
Just take it
portion
out
of it, because that
in
was
Or
existing.
person
Yep.
request.
All right, well, on this one, if nothing else for discussion, with that amendment, motion to accept.
Second.
Everyone-
Well,
Oh, discussion.
Oh, Steve, I'm
discussion.
sorry.
Yeah, for discussion though, but 2.3, just so I understand it correctly, when appointments and reappointments, oh, you're striking reappointments?
No, I'm adding.
No, adding.
Adding,
Yeah.
yeah,
The motion should be made to include, okay?
yeah, right.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
when
that's
we
more or
go
less-
through, so when we go through in June and we're looking at 50, a list of 50 reappointments,
So that's why I added in the little disclaimer, through remote participation, or unless otherwise excused. So if it comes down to appointment time, you could decide, hey, we have 50 to consider tonight. You know,
You might want
One
to
motion
change the
for all.
writing, the wording on that.
Yeah.
Because the unless otherwise excused seems to tie specifically to remote participation.
yeah, okay,
Correct.
yeah.
So I would simply just say, in-person, or
just strike
remote participation.
Yeah, just strike in person or through remote
Right, and you
whole
put
participation.
a
line.
comma,
Yeah.
or a period, and then
Yeah.
unless otherwise,
Okay.
excused or something,
Excused.
or just.
if there's ever an issue, we
Just
can always
change.
delay and then ask them to come back. And then send it to
Really,
them.
oh my God, it's everything.
Be strongly recommended for reappointments, but at least the initial appointment should be before the board, unless you decide, yeah, we don't need to see that person.
Do you want to change excused to, since you're really not excusing anybody? Unless otherwise, I don't know, maybe just a different word. Because you're not excusing somebody, you just, unless otherwise, unless the board is otherwise notified, or unless other notification, or just whatever.
Yeah.
Or at the recommendation of the town administrator, just something.
Yeah.
Unless recommended.
Unless otherwise recommended by the chair.
Sure.
There you go.
Oh, that works.
All right.
All right, motion to accept with those changes.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. So that's that.
All right, emergency management seemed relatively straightforward, except, Andrew, correct me, but, just a couple administrative updates, and then you're saying that we don't need, that we're no longer required to take NIMS and ICS, but we probably should.
So, yeah, that was what they were as required. I can't exactly have you give up your seat because you didn't take a NIMS training, so I figured that it should strongly be recommended.
Yeah,
Required may be difficult to enforce.
Just, hold on a second.
yeah, Pete, this would probably right up your alley, like this one. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good.
At least for discussion, motion to adopt as submitted.
Second.
Everybody agrees? All in favor?
Aye.
What's next? Employee parking.
Yeah, this, well, the emergency notification protocol,
Oh,
right?
we got, yeah.
Yeah, this one looks like we just capitalized something, right?
Yeah.
Capitalized red.
But didn't put it in red font, interesting. Motion to approve as submitted.
Discussion?
Just go easy on the robocalls and to the general public, but you know that already. You're actually very good with that. You are. I'm teasing.
By not using it.
All right, we have a motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Employee parking in front of municipality building.
So this one is basically saying for our folks that they shouldn't be parking right in front, right? It should,
Yeah.
that they should be on the town common or behind the town hall?
Yeah, we've added or behind town hall. It's
Yep.
been typical practice, but not identified in the policy.
Makes sense. One thing I do want to throw out there for the board's discussion is, and Andrew didn't ask me to do this.
Parking spot.
Yeah, can we get Andrew a parking spot?
I agree,
Because,
absolutely.
like, sometimes I've seen him parked halfway down the road, and it seems a bit unnecessary to have our town administrator.
Can the sign say EV only or TA?
Yeah, either, yeah, I'm fine either way.
We changed the one
EVTA?
that says that during
Yeah.
town hall
No,
hours.
Yeah.
EV or
that's a good
TA
catch,
only?
yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
I
good
mean,
point.
basically, can we just add something in here around that the town will designate an official spot for the town
We
administrator?
can make a sign that says town administrator parking and put it in the spot next to the veteran spot.
You get in and out.
Board of Health parking spot.
All right.
But Board of Selectmen, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
No, but this is
Oh, that's
important.
right, yeah.
You get in and out.
Andrew, I
So-
don't know if you heard a sign for the Board of Health van.
Yeah, we're working on that for back here. That's the designated parking spot out back, but we will have a sign drawn up for that.
Cool. All right. Motion to approve as amended.
Second.
Discussion?
Just that if we vote yes on this, Barbara, you and I, Basha, you and I are gonna have to go out and move the cars.
No, only when you're here working during the day.
The town hall's open. Oh,
Speak
no,
for
it's not.
yourself, I was
No,
here.
it was closed. I'm teasing, all right.
All right, no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Next one, ethics training and education.
I'm assuming we're just killing this off because it's under MGL, right?
Yeah, and so the state actually just revised their entire ethics thing where no longer it goes directly through the town clerk's office. It now goes like direct email, so this is kind of minuscule.
I will tell you, I will never get those hours of my life back.
Well, you still have to take it, but it's through the state.
Oh, no, I did it, but honestly, it's like one of those tests where you start the video playing and you leave, you come back,
Oh,
take the
don't
test
say
and you
that.
pass.
No, really? Oh, don't say that out loud.
I passed the test with a 100% perfect score.
Bill Keen's applied.
I've taken it 20 times.
You know we've been recorded, right?
I've taken it 20 times and I've passed the test every time. I could
See?
give the damn test.
We'll send them this video.
Yeah, we can take you over. Motion to delete the policy.
Second, and all they care about is that I
Discussion?
passed the test.
None?
that I
Okay,
know
moving
the
on.
answers
All
to
in
the
favor?
questions.
Aye.
All right, next
Last
one.
one's ethic, or executive session minutes.
Yep.
I'll replace it with the appropriate section of Mass General Law referred to, and then just change quarterly to semi-annually.
Quarterly.
Through a chair, Andrew, why are we going semi-annually on this?
Give you guys a little bit more leniency.
Personally, I'd rather see this back to quarterly, but that's just me. I think the more we can do to make sure we're always caught up on exec session minutes, to make sure that the people can see them, I think the better off we are to use the big T word for transparency.
Yeah,
I'd like,
I agree.
I agree, and I would simply state that leaving it quarterly should not, I think, in any way make this office less inclined to release them sooner if ready.
Oh, yeah.
Because for me, obviously, if something's done and we can release them the following week or that month, get it done, get it out. When there's a backlog, the whole idea behind giving you the whole quarter is that it allows more time for meetings, us to vote to approve, release. But generally speaking, I agree wholeheartedly with Mr. Borowski. You want this out as fast as
Yeah,
possible.
me
That's
too.
twice in one meeting.
We released all the ones that we had in the office, right? All
Yes,
those
yeah,
are
we,
released.
that was basically.
all that we could, right?
Yeah, that was like,
Yeah, I mean,
3
except
years of-
the pending.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, me too.
Nope, that's easy enough.
Yeah,
Motion to
all right.
approve as amended.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Alrighty. And now the student select person report.
Go
Larry?
Harry.
Student Representative Report, May 23rd, 2023. All right, so the senior class's time at Shepherd Hill is coming to a close. A variety of special events are being organized in honor of our graduating class, such as a class barbecue held yesterday, May 22nd, on the football field, a class trip to Block Island on Wednesday, May 1st, departure for which will be at 9 a.m. at Shepherd Hill, the senior banquet, which will take place at Holy Cross on June 1st, a rehearsal for the graduation ceremony orchestrated at Shepherd Hill on Friday, June 2nd, the actual graduation ceremony, which will be conducted at the DCU Center on Sunday, June 4th. We congratulate our seniors for 4 years' worth of hard work and fond memories and wish them all the best in their future endeavors. The second annual Shepherd Hill Athletics Awards Night will occur this Thursday, May 25th at 6:30 p.m. at the Shepherd Hill Auditorium. All student athletes, as well as family and friends, are welcome and light refreshments will be available. We look forward to the opportunity to commend players of all sports after a year of diligence and passion. Anyone interested in learning to play percussion should attend the Shepherd Hill Marching Band's Percussion Clinic, which will manifest itself, if you couldn't tell, I've just about run out of different ways to say taking place, next Tuesday, May 30th after school. No prior experience is required and everyone is welcome. And freshmen at Shepherd Hill will be taking their Science MCAS tests, based either in biology or introductory physics, on Tuesday, June 6th and Wednesday, June 7th. While this is only a week before the end of the school year, we encourage all students to try their hardest regardless.
Well done, Harry. I will call you Roger the rest of the night.
Wonderful.
Very good.
Cool. Thanks, Harry.
Are you staying with us for the summer, coming June, July, and August? How's the?
I mean, I'd be happy to. I don't know what I do. We'll keep the secret.
I think typically,
Yeah, you could even
Anytime that you're
participate in
open,
discussion.
Every student selectmen's report over the summer is one line. Nothing happened, school's out.
I went to the
You're not
beach.
with us.
I went to the beach and I slept till 11 a.m. every morning. That's fine. That's,
No, student selectmen, not current selectmen.
Alrighty. Moving on, town administrator report.
All right. So public information videos. I'm currently working with the Economic Development Commission on developing a number of short videos highlighting the roles, responsibilities, and major projects happening in each department. Our hope is that these short videos will help our residents learn more about everything that happens in all corners of their local government and get a better idea how to navigate some of our processes. I want to thank Nina Zarowski for her help in coordinating this video series, and I look forward to sharing this with the board when we have it completed. 54 Flint Road landfill. We're working with the Board of Health and CMG Environmental, and the town of Charlton has received its comprehensive site assessment permit approval through Mass DEP for the capping of the Old Town landfill on Flint Road. I just want to commend the Board of Health for their efforts in moving this project along. Some job openings. So due to some upcoming retirements, we have some critically important full-time vacancies that we're currently looking to fill. Currently, we have postings open for the position of Assistant Director of Assessing, DPW Superintendent, and Deputy Fire Chief. We hope that qualified applicants from the community consider these terrific opportunities. Time and attendance. Thanks to the efforts of Lynn Dyer and Ashley Oberzut, we will be rolling out our new time and attendance system through Harper's Payroll this week. The new system is intended to reduce duplication of effort in submitting weekly payroll and streamline our internal process and reducing the probability of error. So thank you to both Lynn and Ashley. Just a quick update on the fire department substation committee. So the committee met on Wednesday, May 10th, with Context Architecture to finalize the space needs program and review the draft site assessment and review some conceptual building layouts. The committee and department are reviewing and preparing comment on the three concept layouts that have been presented so far. The total space needs for the facility is projected to be approximately 12,600 square feet, which is subject to change based on the final configuration. I just want to commend Context and the other committee members for their work thus far, pulling together a very initially cost-effective proposal that looks to meet our immediate needs. And then just an update on the tree warden. We did receive confirmation through the town clerk's office that the top write-in candidate has declined the position. I further inquire with our outgoing tree warden on minimum training needed for the position if the board opts to appoint somebody from the highway department to fill out the remainder of the term. The Mass Tree Wardens and Foresters Association offers a Massachusetts Qualified Tree Wardens course, which runs 6 sessions, September 6th through 15th, from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. in Worcester. The cost for this course is $600 per attendee.
Madam Chair, I have no problem under this saying if there are no candidates who are interested going through this, but I'd make the recommendation to the board that at our next meeting, we have a serious discussion around changing the bylaws to make this an appointed position under the DPW at our June meeting for the October town meeting.
Appointed by selectmen or appointed by the DPW director?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Yeah,
So discussion on that.
But basically, it would no longer be an elected position.
yeah.
But we would need town meeting approval for that regardless.
Yeah.
But I'm okay, at least personally, I'm okay, kicking over the $600 from somewhere.
And if that were the case, that would enable the appointing authority to hire someone and pay for the licensing.
Absolutely.
So we have that on the next agenda for discussion. Okay, next one. Other business.
Oh, wait, I have one quick question.
Yep.
Andrew, job openings, deputy fire chief. Just more really for the public's knowledge and anyone who may not be aware. So with police promotions, there's a process that involves either assessment centers or testing. Can you just let everyone know what process, how fire's
Yeah.
similar or different?
It will be similar. They will be conducting an assessment center through qualified candidates from the outside. So we will be going through actually the same firm that did the assessment center last time. The only difference from the appointment process is under the strong chief statute, it's appointed, that position's appointed by the fire chief, but he can come in and, introduce it once it is done. But that's kind of the only main difference.
So the under a strong chief, even the deputy chief is appointed by.
Correct. The controlling legislation grants him full control of all operations under the fire department.
If you were to speculate, would that be an internal move or an
I'm
external?
just
Yeah.
not gonna comment.
Yeah, I wouldn't, yeah.
Oh, you're learning.
Science, the Charlton Science, did you assign them to the economic development? The Charlton Science, the Science Charlton?
Still working on that.
So-
I haven't had a meeting with them.
What are we talking about?
We're
Science.
working
I
on
want a
kind of
science.
initiative to look at some more welcoming signs, welcome to Charlton at some of the major entrance points. I've had some initial discussions with the business community that Basha was with, and in communication with her, I'm going to turn to the EDC and have a conversation with them about if they'll be willing to spearhead that project as far as design, cost, and get some sort of proposal together.
So people who leave Dudley, Oxford, don't think they're still in Dudley or Oxford.
Exactly. Yeah.
My point.
Yeah.
So many jokes there.
We're not talking.
What defined the
We're not talking
timelines?
billboards, we're talking just
The
Signs.
sign, they're like the white signs you
Lions
see.
Club type
Right,
Welcome
or whatever
to
we
Oxford
decide, yeah.
Incorporated, whatever year.
I should say it's more or less like if you're going down 31 and you enter Dudley and you see that
Yeah.
maroon sign that says welcome to Dudley. Something similar on the Charlton side. So
Ours should really say,
Yeah.
entering Charlton, or welcome to Charlton, best town in the Commonwealth.
There you go.
that.
If we can say whatever we want on them, we should.
that's.
I agree with that.
Well, then insert the word run in there, best run town in the Commonwealth would be the.
That too.
It's gonna be a long year.
No, okay, thank you, Andrew, I
So,
appreciate it.
More updates.
Okay,
Actually, Madam Chair, 2 quick things under other business.
yeah.
One, just a reminder to the board, since we'll be doing our annual appointments on the 27th, if anyone does have any concerns with any of the appointments, we should let those folks know very early on, so they can come in and discuss. Normally, it's pretty straightforward, but you never know. And the other thing is, I haven't hit a hornet's nest in at least 48 hours, so I'm going to do one right now. On June 27th, at our next meeting, I'd really like an honest discussion, or at least a prelim discussion, around would this board be interested in looking at ARPA funds to look at a serious study around deregionalization?
Absolutely.
So I would just like to put that on the agenda for the 27th. I'm mentioning it now because I know there's going to be a lot of discussion amongst folks about it and to start thinking about it. I don't expect an answer around if we want to proceed on the 27th, but at least want to start the discussion.
The sooner the better, because the feasibility studies.
And it could very well be, no, we don't want to, but I want to have a
I
discussion
agree.
about it.
I'm already a yes.
Yeah, me too.
I'm
Yeah,
not, but
no, I am too, but I was reading somewhere,
That's 3 out of 5.
was this study done 10 years ago or something? Was there a
For the
feasibility
regional,
study?
that was like 30-plus
But
years
there's-
ago.
I've never seen one.
They're-
I've heard
oh,
rumors of
that
one.
was-
I've never seen one.
Yeah,
There's a
that's what
full,
I,
and there's a full one, the partial one, so that will show us, yeah.
And again, obviously, I think eventually we'd want to talk to the school committee and everything else, but at least to start the conversation to allow the public to have some input about where we want to go.
Absolutely.
Oddly, I'm not in favor of it, but I still think we should study it.
But
But again, I would just love to see that on the agenda.
And I would like to see costs for the feasibility study prior,
Oh, yeah.
where available to the citizen students, so they know if it's a $1 million project to say, hey, we're
Yep.
sticking together, it's a $1 million project to split.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep. So anyway, if the board is so inclined, I would love to have that discussion
No,
on the
I-
27th.
Yeah, and that's a great timing too, because when is it, Dudley, June 12th, they have the.
They have their ballot vote on
ballot
the
Yeah,
12th.
so then we have all the data. That's perfect.
Cool.
I don't think we'll have that data by then, but. that
No, we
would-
will, but we will know.
No.
We'll
Eight
pass
o'clock
it
that
on.
night.
No, but at least
Feasibility
they'll know,
study
at least
will-
they'll know that we're thinking about it. No, correct, correct. I think it's a good idea, but feasibility studies, they could be 50 grand, they could be 400 grand, right?
I'll reach out and try to do a little research in between so
Yeah.
that we have some numbers to go off of.
That would be
Excellent.
helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, good.
All right, hornet's nest whacked. I'm happy.
Motion to adjourn.
that was a good one.
Just about.
Next meeting announcement. Andrew?
June 27th.
There you go, June 27th. It is June 27th.
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Good meeting. Bosh, excellent first meeting.
Thank you. You too kind.